Hi, everyone. I'm Lisette Bailey, Executive Director of the Santa Fe International Film Festival. And this is Nico Bailey. He's first time joining me up here. We are so honored to be honoring one of the great actors tonight. There's a few sponsors I want to thank. I want to thank our presenting sponsor, Sky Cinema. I want to thank Modern Elder Academy, Aspect Media Village, the Ross, and all our other amazing sponsors that make this festival happen. To introduce you and present the award to Mr. Edward James Olmos, I'd like to introduce somebody who met Eddie many, many years ago. You've seen him with him in Ballad of Gregorio Cortez and American Me. I'd like to introduce everybody to Pepe Cerna.
Thank you very much. Edward James Olmos. Everybody knows everything there is to know about Edward James Olmos. So let me tell you a little bit about me. I got to come to Santa Fe 55 years ago to shoot Red Sky at Morning. And then right after that, we shot Shootout with Gregory Peck. But moving on, the first day I ever worked with Eddie was in 1977. We were doing an offshoot of Medical Center. Eddie was supposed to take a hit into a wall, and he asked the director to give him boxes and stuff so he wouldn't go straight into the wall. I'm 81, I'd still go straight into the wall, because I don't know any better. But Eddie, I started asking him, well, how did you get started and all that? He says, well, I had a band. I said, you had a band? What was the name of it? He says, Eddie James and the Pacific Ocean. I said, ooh, this guy thinks big. And he says, he had just come off a movie where he had a small part. He said, I have a script, and you'll be the guy who kills me. And 14 years later, I was the guy who killed him in American Me. But see, but jumping back to 77 is we did Zoot together right after we met. Nice. And then I saw this guy that I first met, right, talking about a cardboard box and Eddie James in the Pacific Ocean, and all of a sudden he does El Pachuco, and he just shoots like a cannon. I mean, like, it was unbelievable what a huge star he became overnight from his characterization of El Pachuco, you know, where he sat, and because he was a rock and roller, he could flip the microphone up in the air and catch it, doing the splits. It was incredible to watch. But anyway, but the reason I bring it up is I was his best friend. I had already done 10 movies. He hadn't done any yet. But I was never jealous of him, because there are no extras in life. Each and every one of us is the producer, writer, star, and director of our own life, you know. And don't ever judge yourself against anybody else, because they are who they are, and you are who you are. And that's all that counts, you know. Just have that love for each other without the jealousy, and move it on. And so, without further ado, mi amigo Eduardo Jaime Olmos Simón.
This is amazing. Thank you, everyone. This is beautiful. Handcrafted. Lifetime achievement. I will say this. Turn up the lights if you can for a second. Please, if you can turn up the lights, because I'd like to come out here and see you as much as you want to see me. I don't want to stand behind that. For me, I just want to say one thing, okay? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your support of one of the finest film festivals in the United States of America. You don't even know, Wes does, but the board of directors know, and what a board of directors you have. But I want to thank very much Jacques and Gary and Lisette and all the staff and all the volunteers and everybody that has made this over the last 16 years become monumental in scope. I know quite a bit. I do know quite a bit about film festivals. I started one 28 years ago called the Los Angeles Latino International Film Festival. And it's a beautiful festival. And I helped in 1981, well, 1978-9, really, we started the Sundance Institute with Robert Redford. And I know Bob came here and spoke here too. And but we started the Sundance Film Festival. And the Sundance Film Festival, back when it started, had a tremendous mission, tremendous integrity, tremendous sense of balance, because Bob wanted to do certain things and keep it in a certain way. Well, it got out of hand, and basically now it's become one of the illustrious. If you don't get into Sundance Film Festival, your movie isn't really any good as an independent filmmaker. And that's a disaster. That's exactly, I remember last time I talked to him, I told him, I said, you've just, exactly what you didn't want to create, you created. You know, we don't get into your film festival, guess what? Our films are not really the best independent film that you've seen. And so, but here, what you guys are doing, is you're keeping the integrity and the dignity of independent films. And of course, it's an international film festival now. So I say to Jacques, and I say to Lisette, and to Gary, thank you. And to the board of directors, Wes, you guys are knocking it out of the park. And I can tell you one thing, big time. And I'm so honored when they called me and asked me if they could give me the Lifetime Achievement Award. I was emotionally moved. Now I cry. I'm old. I know I look good, but I'm not as old as Wes. He's 2 months older than I am. In the old days, you didn't care, but now you care, right? The old days, he was bragging about it. You know, oh yeah, Ed, I'm older than you, man. Respect your elders, buddy. But Pepe's older than all of us. He's an oldie but a goodie. That guy has been one of the greats. And if you haven't seen his documentary, do yourself a favor. It's on Prime television. You can get it there because it costs $2 to watch it. And it's worth it. Okay, real worth it. And to me, the essence of what I've done with my life has been nothing more than to bring a voice to those that don't have one. As Wes, Denzel, you know, many, many wonderful Asian actors, you know, we have tried, like the indigenous stories, the Asian stories, the African American stories, the Latino stories are not in our wheelhouse. You know, look at Wes received the Academy Award. Yes. We love him. Wes, you're looking at the only Mexican American in the history of this country and in this industry to ever be nominated for the Best Actor Award in the history of this country. That makes me cry. I don't get the cheers from that. Being the only one, that's crazy. So I say to all of you, when they call me and they said to me, we'd like to give you a Lifetime Achievement Award, I said to them, it'd be my honor and my privilege to be here with you and to say thank you to you, Santa Fe International Film Festival, for the work and the commitment you've had over the last 16 years, because it's been an uphill battle all the way, and it's going to continue to do that. It's going to get much harder, guys. You know that. And it's not going to go away, you know. Even after the 3 or 4 years, or maybe 8 years or 10 years, I don't know how long this is going to go. Okay, none of you do. You go, no, we have a constitution. Oh, really? I saw about 25 million people today screaming out of their lungs all over the United States of America, and especially, I was marching here. And I wholeheartedly walked right along the streets, you know, hollering and putting my voice out there, because to me, this is it, guys. If we don't unite ourselves, we've got nothing. And to me, if you haven't seen what I said at the UN, okay, they had Battlestar Galactica at the UN. How many saw it? Oh, boy. Shocking, wasn't it? Do you know what happened after I did that? Get a load of this one. I spoke, okay, at the UN. They invited Mary McDonnell and myself. They invited Ron Moore and David Icke, the producers. And they brought us there to bring out the understandings of what this television program meant to the UN and what they do. And so reconciliation, children in war, right to choose, right to life, all major things, you know, our religions. It's quite a show. Well, when I went there and I said, and I'm saying it here tonight because we need it. I'm saying it because basically it is a truth, not the truth, a truth. The truth is, I said it to them very clearly, as the head of reconciliation, the man who is trying to reconcile the difficulties of the planet, the entire human race, okay? He's sitting there and he's talking about the African race, the different races, and I'm looking at him, and I said to myself, oh my God. He talked for about 20 minutes, and he stopped, and I picked it up right away, and I said, okay. I said, you've heard one of the most intellectually stunning intellects in the world today, a man who's trying to unite and help the entire planet. And he used the word race as a cultural determinant. Black race, brown race, red race, yellow race, white race. I said, I don't know what's happened to us, but there's only one race. And it's human, period. There's no difference, and we all know this. I'm not saying anything new. It's nothing new, okay? All of us know this. And here we are, and I'm telling you, from the bottom of my heart, I'm telling you, when I said it there, the place was jam-packed, and there was about 200 students, high school students that got brought in, and the press was from all over the world. Every single seat was taken. There was press along the walls, and here we are, and I said that, all right? I said, there's only one race, the human race, and the head of reconciliation. I know nothing, really don't know very much, but I understand body language. We study, as actors, we study other people's behaviors. That's why I wanted to see you. I wanted the lights so that I could see your face. I can see you. I know what this means. I know what this means. I know what this means. And I know what this means. Con la baba cayéndose de la boca. If you're not laughing, if you're Spanish impaired, find someone that just laughed and ask them what I just said, okay? So I'm sitting there, and I look at him, and I finish saying there's only one race, the human race, and this was his body language. He was caught like a deer in the headlights. And he realized it, all right? Cut to 3 months later, I'm at my house, and I get a phone call from him. He says, Eddie, I want to tell you something. Thank you. Okay, how you been? No, I want to thank you because United Nations Charter has been changed. We now use the word race as a unifying word. We do not use it anymore as a cultural determinant. So I stand here with you today to say to you, all of you, I am so honored and privileged to be able to get this award. I'm humbled. I cry. I'll cry right now if I keep on talking. Orale, take it easy. But I will say that to me, we've done it. We've done it. We've lived our lives, and we'll continue to live. I'm making a movie right now that you can love. I can't make it. There's 3 movies I've been trying to make. One I've been trying to make for 37 years, have not been able to make it. Another one for 18 years, have not been able to make it. This one I've been working for 2.5 years, and I'm praying I can make it. It deals with a Japanese-American family and a Mexican-American family during the Second World War and how they helped each other. It's called Valley of the Heart. You're gonna like it. So I say to you, Lisette, I love you. I'm getting off the stage because I'm getting too long and winded down here. Bless your hearts and thank you, thank you.
Thank you. We're gonna play a short video. We're gonna play a short video of your work, and then you're gonna sit down and talk a little more.
All right. Wow. Thank you so much, whoever put that reel together. Wow.
Hello. Oh, it works. Okay. Hello, Eddie.
Anya.
I can't believe you actually allowed me to call you Eddie. Thank you so much.
Well, that's my name.
I wasn't sure I was going to go with Mr. Sir Olmos.
That's my father.
My name is Anya Hall, and I am a journalist for the Santa Fe New Mexican and a staff writer for Pasatiempo. And I am incredibly...
I'm sorry.
And I think we're going to be very entertained in a moment. When I just spoke with Eddie upstairs in the green room, and I said, how many questions can I ask? We decided on 1, because you're a fantastic storyteller, and you already answered a few while you were here. So I'm going to ask him about the movie we're about to see, which is Stand and Deliver, for which you received a nomination for an Academy Award. I think you should have won it.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I just want to say, I used to be a high school teacher, and I learned from watching this film. I learned how to be with students. So thank you to you and to Jaime Escalante for that.
I was so grateful that I got the opportunity to do that movie. It was very hard to make. It took us about 5 years to get people to back us, you know. It cost $1.2 million to make, all right? And it took forever for us to get somebody to back us. I remember going to the studios, and they said, Ed, you know, the day we put on this kind of a movie, they'll put on, you know, Schwarzenegger's movie, you know, one of his, you know, films, and what do you think the audience is going to watch? I said, well, Stand and Deliver. It's a better movie. Get a load of this now. This isn't the ultimate understanding. That film, they told me, about 10 years ago, they told me, do you know that your film is the most viewed film of any film ever made in the United States of America? I said, what? He goes, yeah. He says, yeah. More than Star Trek and Star Wars, I mean, and you know, Raiders and all of the incredible Jaws and all the stuff that they've made, and millions and millions, and made billions of dollars with these movies, and you're telling me that? He says, yeah, but there's no comparison. I said, what are you talking about? He said, well, there are tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of teachers who use that film every single year in their classroom and have for 40 years. And you can't compare it. It's like Catcher in the Rye. You know, we all had to read Catcher in the Rye, okay? When we were in the 8th grade and 9th grade in the English class. And, well, Stand and Deliver is an integral part of the school systems, but with the teachers. The teachers are the ones who use it. How many of you are teachers? And how many of you have used the film in the classroom? There you go. That's why it became that, because you guys have used it every year and you use it, and you like watching it as much as the kids do. You know, the teachers do. They enjoy it. They really get. I found it to be, wow, man, what guts it takes to see that movie and then stand up in front of kids and start teaching.
And you met the real Jaime Escalante.
Oh yeah, he was there. He was in every single shot. He was there every single shot I did, the whole movie. He was there every single shot. He's standing there, and he would go, stand there. And then I get done with the shot, and he goes. It's incredible. He was incredible, man. I mean, I was so grateful. I miss him. I was with him till the very end. And he died of cancer at 76. I'm now older than he is when he died, and I still feel pretty strong and moving forward. So he could have lived a lot longer, but we captured lightning in a bottle. That movie is precious, and it works. You'll see it tonight. I mean, it's a simple movie. It's a very simple movie. How many of you, let me ask you this, how many of you have not seen Stand and Deliver? Raise your hands. Shit, there's only about 4.
You're raising your hand.
Oh, damn. I was hoping there'd be more than that. You gotta watch it today. Son, I'm not kidding you. Your father did the best thing he could have ever done, is to bring him to the motion picture theater house to watch this movie. There's no medium in the world that attacks the subconscious mind more. No live performance, no book, no concert, nothing, no dance, nothing, nothing attacks the subconscious mind as much as the audiovisual event when it's placed on the big screen with stereo sound and no peripheral vision. I don't know what you guys are doing when you sit down in a movie house and you watch, things, Living Dead. You say to yourself, what am I doing here? And all I can tell you is it's really, really, really difficult.
Are you having do you want to answer?
No,
I'm sure.
my assistant what a woman, 20 years. She's the best, but boy, is she proficient.
So
She's calling me right now in the middle of this, and she knows I'm doing this. Hi. Is it going well? Yeah, it is, Perla. It's really going very good. Thank you.
So one of the things that I really absolutely adore about this film is the chemistry you have between all those young actors who are, to me, they're just all students. How did you manage that? Because again, as a former teacher, I was looking at this, I was like, yeah, that's a normal classroom. That's the way it would be. How did you do this?
Well, great directing, Ramon did a great job, and Tom Muska did a great job in producing, and they wrote it, and Taimie and I did a rewrite, but they did it. They got it together, and basically, and key to the whole thing is Nancy Richardson. She's the editor. She put it together. It's all in post-production, let me tell you. The key to filmmaking and storytelling is in the post-production. It's really an incredible experience.
But it's also, I think, I believe that you very often mention the word integrity when you speak about your work and the reality of a scene, the reality of what it is that you do with every character. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Because you don't act, that I know.
Well, I put up signs when I'm directing. Wes, you'll love to work with me. No acting allowed. It's funny. I don't think Wes has ever acted a day in his life. He experiences life and he puts it through. And that doesn't mean he doesn't build character. Okay, he's a great character actor, as I'm a good character actor. And they're personality actors. John Wayne, James Stewart, great actors, but their personality, they're using it. Wes and myself and Pepe, we're characters. Are we characters? It's kind of funny sometimes what we get away with, you know? But integrity is a sense of balance, of understanding your truths and really holding on to them in your persona. Yeah, I do my research. I have to find the character before I go in there. I'm doing a character. I mean, when I did, like Blade Runner, I played, you know, I spoke 10 languages. I spoke 10 languages. I remember when I walked in with Ridley, because in 1978, when I did Zoot Suit, okay, a shot was heard around the world, like Pepe said. It was something else happened. We had never seen a Latino, Latin American play on Broadway, unless you consider, you know, what do you call that one? West Side Story. But that's like watching, you know, Sound of, what's called, the Polynesian movie, play. South Pacific is like looking, I know all about them now. I saw South Pacific. It's like watching, you know, West Side Story was the same. So, but when you saw Zoot Suit, and that was an incredible experience. When they saw it, people changed, changed everything for our culture. It was amazing. And that's the power and the strength of storytelling. And that's why it's so important for us to allow stories to be told through the point of view and the understanding of the culture that we're looking at. And really, really let us tell our stories, you know? And so after I finished that, I never auditioned again, ever. To this day, I don't audition. And I have creative control of my characters, all of them. Even when I went and did Miami Vice, you asked me that question up on top. It's crazy. This is a crazy story.
It's a very good story.
Really crazy. Because, you know, they call me up, Michael calls me up on the telephone and says, Eddie, I'd like to have you do my show. I said, what? I'm sorry, what are we talking about? He goes, Miami Vice. And I said, oh boy, that's exactly what I want to do right now. It's a program called Miami Vice. Jesus. You know, and I was walking around with with the Ballad of Gregorio Cortez. This is before Stand and Deliver. I'm walking around with the ballad. If you haven't seen that movie, do yourself a favor. All right, it's one of a kind. Anyway, I'm walking around with the tin cans, showing it for free, and you know, I've never been wealthy. I made good money, but I've not worked for fame and fortune. So I've turned down more than I've ever taken on, as far as financially and the kind of movies that I make. And so that being said, Michael, when he called me, he says, Ed, I need you to, you know, I'd like you to help me do my thing. And I said, well, I can't, Mike. And I said, I wish I could, but I can't. I know when Stephen Bochco called me up to be on his program, I couldn't be in there because right now, Michael, I need two things. And I know that I can't get these things, so I don't even get involved with it. You know, you want to use me on the program, you know, use me as a guest star on your Miami Vice, call me and do that. But as a regular on Miami Vice, signed 5 to 7 years with NBC, not going to happen. No way am I going to commit to those guys, and I can't do anything else except what they want me to do for 7 years. I said, I can't do that. So I said, I can't sign an exclusive contract. And then the second thing, and this is one that I know that you would never do, and I need creative control of my character. You know, you're just 84. I did Zoot Suit, then I did, you know, Wolfen with Albert Finney, then I did Blade Runner, and then I did Zoot Suit the movie, and then I did the Ballad of Gregorio Cortez, and all of those characters are things that I developed. It's not that I don't want to take on, you know, people's ideas. It's not that at all. But I'm going to do research, and I hope that the writer's doing research. I hope that the director's doing research, and I hope that it's a collaborative effort. Let's all of us get together. And what do you think? Well, yeah, but what? And the king of that is Pepe. Pepe's genius when it comes to understanding improvisation. He'll spin your head around and make you turn around and go, whoa, wait a minute, where's this guy coming from? I'm lucky, you're lucky, I'm lucky too, that he didn't do his damn monologues. He'll get up here and do monologues for hours. Hours, I'm not kidding you. You think I'm joking, man, I'd bring him up here and you guys would be very entertained. Very, I'm not kidding you, he's brilliant. Look, yeah, bring him out, bring him out. I'd love to bring him out. These people go crazy. We're supposed to see the movie, okay? But basically, to me, creative control and non-exclusive contract was not done to get my ego up. It was not done to try to move, me to a position. No, it was about we're creating a story together. And if my director, when I met with Ridley, Ridley had already done The Duelist. He had done, quite a strong grouping of pictures, and he's a brilliant director. And so I wanted to meet him. I like to meet my directors before I work with them because I want to know if they're secure. See, to be secure, you have to allow growth around you. If you don't allow growth around you, then you're an insecure artist. I could never have worked with Alfred Hitchcock. I'm not kidding you. I could not have worked with Alfred Hitchcock, and I know it. When I learned how he did it, I said, I can't do that. Walk 3 feet, nope, 3. Okay, turn around, now say the line. Okay. That's how he directed. He fell asleep when he was directing because he didn't have to, he had it all, storyboarded out, and everybody knew exactly what was going to be happening, and the actors were told exactly what to do, and there's nothing wrong with that, because his movies are brilliant. You look at his movies, and he was brilliant. I personally can't work that way, because I would have said, Alfred, wait a minute, wait, what if? Don't what if me, buddy. Get out of here. Now, I've been thrown out of really good places. But so when I met with Ridley, I told him, I said, Ridley, and just about 20 years after Blade Runner, he finally came out and he started talking about the making of Blade Runner. I don't know if you guys saw it, in which he explains how he did it and what we did and what I did. And he says, yeah, well, Eddie came in and he brought, started talking about languages and talking about the future in 2019 is going to be, a lot of Asian feeling, Filipino Asian understanding. And boy, man, he took that, ran like crazy. I mean, that movie, you look at it and go, wow. And so I introduced culture in that film in a big way. And I spoke 10 languages.
In Blade Runner.
Yeah. And I went to Berlitz, crazy, studying the dialogue that they gave me, but some of the dialogue they gave me wasn't right, so I would move it around. And then I created my own dialogue. And he allowed it.
You invented a language.
The great, too bad she won't live, but then again, who does? At the very end, that's the last thing I say to him. Well, I just was walking away, I throw the gun, and and I walking back to the spinner, and as I'm walking, I turn around and I just said, "Too bad she won't live." But then again, who does? And I went back, and I said, I hope he doesn't get mad at that, because it's part. And he used it. And
so he used the
origami. He used he used the chicken. He used the stick man, and then he invented the unicorn. And that's how we found out that Decker was a damn replicant. And I'm the only Blade Runner in the movie. So he hated Harrison hated the movie. He didn't like it. That when he found out that he was a replicant.
Well, I think.
Oh shit! This movie sucks.
I think the rest of us absolutely adore this movie. And
he loves it now.
Well, no.
Are you kidding? Harrison loves that movie now. He made the 2049. Yeah, let's do it. And they used me perfectly in that movie. They did. They used me in one scene in the elderly home. I'm a nurse. I'm taking care of the elderly. And I make these little origami pieces, and then you don't see it until the very end. And it's a little sheep, lamb, being led to the slaughter as I put it up there, because he's looking for his father. I said, boy, you got a long way to go, buddy. And I remember the feeling I got. I was sitting there watching the movie, and Denny is a brilliant filmmaker. And Denny, the director, he called me up and he says, I need you to come and help me. Can you help me? I said, yeah, you guys have been making the movie for 6 months already. You need me in this? And he goes, yeah. Okay. So I went up there and I said, I used the line that I've been using for many years now. Sure, I'd love to, but I'm expensive. I swear to God, I use it every time. I am. Why shouldn't I be? They use me and they make, millions and millions and millions of dollars.
You totally should.
I say, what the hell am I talking about? Well, you're not the lead. You're till one day. One day. I go, yeah. And then you put on the thing out, and there I am in the commercial. There I am in the everywhere. Do you want me to go to all the different screenings, and you want me to do all the press and all that? Yeah, okay. One day. Yeah. So anyway, make a long story longer. The key to my integrity, the key to the understanding of my development of my characters is the key of understanding oneself and allowing yourself to feel strong and understanding of what you do and how you do it, and staying true to it. Keep this balance and keep your truths together, so that when you're in front of camera and when you're in front of telling your story, people believe it, because it is the truth of your truth at that moment in time. You can't lie to the camera. You can't. So the moment you start using technique and start to, act, it's kind of hard to take.
Well, there's certainly no acting in what we're about to see, because it's one of my favorite films in the whole history of films.
Mine too.
Yeah, and
I like it a lot.
thank you so much for.
Oh, we ran out of
speaking to
time?
us.
Oh.
Well, we can. Do we have another hour? Okay. I mean, I don't mind, but.
I don't either, but thank you. I got to thank you, Anya. Thank you so much for doing this. And again, you guys are so lucky. I mean, this is a great film festival. It's right here in your house. It's yours. And I saw dramatic shorts today. I saw 6 of them, I think. And now this festival, when you have your short in this festival, you're up for Academy consideration now. Congratulations, Santa Fe International Film Festival. Thank you.
We're not supposed to take questions, but I'm going to just break the rule. Young men.
Yes, son. What do you want? You want me to sign something?
My dad said that you signed this whenever he was a baby.
I was a baby. Yeah, this was 30 years ago in Roswell. You would sign this.
Now you want to make me cry, right?
I brought my son. We actually won tickets off the Rail Runner to come see this today.
Oh my God.
I brought my son to make
Of course. Are you kidding? In my honor. But let me do this. Yeah, we'll do this. Matter of fact, he's got to watch the movie, okay? Is there any other young people? You're young. Have you seen the movie yet? Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy, man. Come on, I'm talking about major. Can you imagine being 10, 11, 12 years old and watching this? I mean, and never seeing, don't know what they're getting into? Oh, my God. God bless you all. Thank you so much for your kindness, respect, and to everyone. And to you, Anya, thank you so much.
No, of course.
Thank you.
Of course.
Bless you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Edward James Olmos.